Back everybody to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the long-awaited chapter 100 of Solo Leveling. Yes, it's finally here. I'm super excited to be doing this because I'm telling you, Solo Leveling is probably my #1 most hyped manhwa/manga I'm currently reading. Not that I'm reading too many, but this is definitely one of them. So yeah, without further ado, let's just start reviewing this bad boy. So guys, today, by the way, I will be doing a semi-new style of recording videos. No script, but at the same time, I'm not gonna just straight up improvise. I am, going on top of my head, but I will cut if I need to, and I'll for sure cut if I see things going in a weird direction. Anywho, so I have the chapter up, just in case I need to reference back to it. So we started out with Min Byung-gu basically getting killed. So that's the beginning of this chapter. So you already know it's going to be epic because it's a kill right from the start. But of course we knew that from the last chapter, so it's not that much of a big surprise. Anywho, although it is pretty cool watching this death scene. It got me really hyped for the chapter. Honestly, I was very much looking forward to this chapter. Okay, so with his death, we see Hyung, if I'm pronouncing that right, he goes absolutely mad shit over this, and it makes sense. One of his teammates just killed in front of him, but Min Byung-gu, still at the very last moment is telling him to run. He knows how bad this guy is, the Super Ant, as we like to call him in this channel. But yeah, he knows the terror behind him, so that was pretty interesting, I thought. So one thing I thought was very cool, very graphic, was the fact that the Super Ant basically, from what I could tell, ripped off Min Byung-gu's head. I thought that was pretty cool, and everybody pretty much witnessed this, and they were all surprised and stuff. I think this is the first time they were really tested as S-class heroes, so that's why I'm like pretty intrigued on what's going to go on. Although we find out later that this was very anticlimactic because the battle was very much one-sided the last chapter, and in this right here, we do get a cool new special ability from the Super Ant, but we also don't really see much action between them because of that's how much of a difference in level there is. The Superman, that's gonna stay in for sure. So this Super Ant is very much OP, yeah. So let's actually talk about that new special skill we see him attain. So by killing Min Byung-gu, it looks like he can steal his abilities. Thus, he now has super healing abilities if he didn't already before, and now he can talk. So that was pretty cool. Now we have a talking ant that we have never seen before, and and he got the memories of Min Byung-gu too. So he got his memories, so he knows the whole plan. He knows what happened here. He goes ape crazy, but in the end of the day, he's still an ant, so he thinks society kind of runs like a colony, I think, because he starts asking for their king. He wants to fight their king, I guess, maybe to avenge the queen. I don't really know why, but that's besides the point because he clearly doesn't find any, of the S-class heroes from Korea here worth killing. So he heads out because he senses, somebody else's aura in power level, and we find out who that is very soon. And we also find something crazy from the Japan S-class team. Cut. Okay, so we see the Super Ant rushing out, and basically we find out pretty fast that the energy, the aura, the super powerful king-like aura he sensed was Ryuju from the S-class team from Japan. So that's where he's heading right now. And then we cut back to the S-class team from Japan. They find out what had happened. I believe that's when they find out that there was some casualties, I think, on their side. So so they know they have some kind of enemy that's powerful enough to be killing some of them. They just don't know yet who. But very soon enough, the Super Ant, he catches up to them, and right off the bat, he kills one of Ryuju's team members. I don't recall her name exactly, but he does the same thing, kills her with a decapitation, I'm pretty sure. And Ryuju automatically tells the other guy, hey, go, this dude's too powerful for you. And he fights, he's gonna fight him. Before the fight, I guess, begins, if you'd even call it a fight. Okay, so Ryuji, in case I've been saying that wrong before, I've only barely noticed, Ryuji, he is describing this aura, this powerful, kind of overpowered aura he's getting from the upcoming ant that's coming his way. And he says the only other time he's ever had a similar feeling was back when he tested a certain somebody we know. So that's pretty cool. He's comparing him to his level, so now I'm kind of curious where they're going to match up eventually. But this ends up being a very much one-sided battle, kind of like before. We thought Ryuji was going to have some type of a chance, but ultimately he goes down like the rest of them. Okay, so before we talk about the Ryuji falling down, getting killed, we need to talk about exactly what was going on behind the scenes with the Japan S-Class team. So we find out the conspiracy behind them. We find out that they came up with this plan originally to get rid of the Korean team. So fuck Japan, I guess. So yeah, we find that out. Not that it matters too much because, like I said, Ryuji, he goes down pretty fast. And yeah, which brings us back to the Korean team that's still in the cave. They are trying to escape, but very quickly the ants that were heading there before, they've arrived. Thus now they're fighting them. This pretty much is the end of the chapter, where we have the Korean team facing up against what could be millions of ants. I don't really know. Let's just assume it's roughly that much. We're talking about the comparison between a real life colony. I know there's like thousands, hundreds of thousands, up to millions, depending on the size of the colony. So not that that matters. So looks like they're at the end of the road. They're gonna get overwhelmed. They're depleted in energy, still hurt from the fight, if you'd even call that fight against Super Ant. And bam, out of nowhere, who rescues them? A Shadow Knight. Then we come back to Sung Jin Woo, and we see him. We see Jin in the street. Last thing we see was him eyeballing us, basically. He's just looking at us. So my guess is, he was able to tell what was going on, and because the knight had to be deployed, I guess, which I'm sure it comes out by itself if it senses danger to whoever is the host. So we also see Jin. He says one little thing that is very important. Switch. Of course, depending on the source, wherever you're reading this, but he says switch, aka he's gonna switch places with the Shadow Knight, which means finally Jin is in the battle. At this point, being the strongest person that's going to be on the island, the only other person that was maybe, I wouldn't even say close, but up there was Ryuji, but he went down. So now it's and of course I mean on the good side, because the Super Ant doesn't really count, he's a villain. Oh yeah, so Jin's gonna be coming up. I'm pretty sure chapter 101 is gonna be the most lit chapter so far, which by the way got me thinking. I wonder how many more chapters there's left on Solo Leveling. Never read the light novel, so I'm not really sure exactly how much more content we have, but I'm hoping it's plenty. Although at this point, I'm not sure where they could go from this. I love Solo Leveling. I love Jin. He's super OP. I guess what I could see happening is him going up against harder dungeons, like the one he faced previous. That way he could keep, grinding, being more powerful. I don't know. All I know is I love Solo Leveling. I'm gonna love reviewing this. Right now it seems like this is the only thing I'm reviewing, but by chance, this is what I wanted to review the most since I've come back to YouTube, I guess. Anywho, that's pretty much it. Overall, I want to say I love this chapter. I really do. It really has everything I like. The only thing it's missing really is Jin, but we can't really expect him to just be there already. Although that's what I would have wanted. It's whatever. I know he's gonna be here next chapter, and you know what? I'm gonna be there day one. Review's probably coming up the next day after that, but yeah, Solo Leveling. Love this series. How do you guys like it? I'm kind of curious. Is it top 10? Anywhere close by? Go ahead and leave your thoughts. Anything I've missed? Anything you want me to go more in depth in? These are basic reviews, you know, going over all the chapter parts I like about it. Of course, I'm, you know, getting more and more comfortable with this camera, so don't expect me to be able to, you know, just straight up give you everything, you know, all my thoughts and analyze everything, and especially when the video or the review is so generic, which I mean, there's nothing in particular I want to talk about the chapter. It's just everything in total, kind of like a broad overview. That's kind of what I'm going for. And so yeah, but obviously, you know, you have any thoughts, any critiques on what I'm doing, you can go ahead and leave them down there. You know, I'm not gonna get my feelings hurt. You could call this trash if you want. You know, it is what it is. The question though is, are you doing something you love? I love manhwa, manga. Reviewing it is so much fun. Anywho, this video's gone long enough, so please go ahead and like and subscribe. Really though. Even if you never watch my videos, just do it, you know? You never know. I'm gonna be reviewing a lot more things, you know? A lot more different types of topics. Maybe checking out some anime related news, because I do love the anime community. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm the most knowledgeable on all things anime, but I'm a guy who loves anime a lot. So anyway guys, peace.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.